you want to do the mouse? I'll just do it here. Can I just, yeah. We'll give it a I think we're at 6:30 and we'll get started right away. So welcome. My name is Ann Morgan and I'll be hosting tonight along with a couple more of our board members. We have Paula Lava and Ann Glesner, and y'all saw Gloria Heck on the way up. So she was at the registration desk and will be joining us very soon. So welcome to our first meeting since January 2020. Woo! Welcome to all of our members and our new members, our visitors, and all those folks joining us via the live stream. So we had quite a few people sign up for that. I'm glad you could join us. Tonight, I want to tell you, we're going to go a little bit longer than the hour, 5 to 10 minutes, and you can hold me to that. We're going to keep it moving. So, oh, good. Is that working out okay? Okay, so we're going to hear the presentations tonight. That's for our agenda, and then we're going to vote. And we'll have an update from Nancy Hutchinson for Adopt a Soldier. And then we're going to have a business update for the 100 and announce our awards, and then do the drawing for next quarter. And I'd like to thank Spot. Jenny Bexell, who owns Spot, has been supporting us since day one. I mean, yeah. Thank you, Jenny. We're so grateful for your support. And if you haven't been to Spot, this is a great week to check it out. Wednesday, 20% off everything, store-wide. Egg Harbor and Fish or Sister Bay. So, yes, please check it out. I missed the sale. I went yesterday. But I love it. Okay, and a shout out to Yanni for receiving the Lightkeeper Award from the Door County Economic Development Corporation. That was for a woman or minority-owned business of the year. So, well done. All right, and we'd like to thank the Door County Community Foundation. So they help facilitate our payment processing, which allows us to do credit card processing, and people can set up recurring payment subscriptions. Highly recommend that. And also, when I was thinking about the Door County or the Door County Community Foundation, I thought of Brett Bykoy's article in July. I don't know if you saw it in the Pulse, but he was talking about the economic crisis isn't over. And it was interesting because we have been overwhelmed by visitors, right? I mean, a lot of people up here this year. And I thought of the 100 Women because in the article he was talking about how all the nonprofits have been impacted because health and human services certainly, but all the culture, the performing arts, and the environmental. I think the trails have been overwhelmed and increased maintenance costs. And so those are all things that help bring people to Door County and make it what enable us to have all the cultural and all the things that we love about it. So bringing it back to the 100 Women, we have a wide range of nominated nonprofits. And by doing that, we're lifting up the community. And I'd like to say, you guys are lifting up each other. You're being supportive of each other's passions. And I just think it's wonderful. So give yourselves a round of applause on that. And this supports our mission of connecting like-minded women to make a meaningful contribution to our local community. And we support our mission with our core values, which can be remembered by community first. So community, we want to be flexible, we want to be impactful and responsible with the funds we raise. And we try to keep it simple. Doesn't always happen, but we try. And we want to be transparent with our members and the community. So tonight we're going to hear from, oops, I probably jumped the gun on that one. Okay, we're going to hear from 3 nonprofits. And please listen attentively and give them a big round of applause. They're being brave, coming up and telling you about a nonprofit they're passionate about. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Ann Glesner. Thank you.
everyone. Oh, I have to get closer, sorry. I was hoping to just be up here for a moment. So nice to see everyone. So first up, we've got Peninsula Preschool, and it's going to be presented on behalf of a 100 Women Who Care member, Sarah Bonovich. So with that, Sarah, please come on up.
Well, there's a lot of you out there. Good evening, wonderful women of Northern Door County. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak with you today. My name is Sarah Bonovich. I'm here to speak with you about the Peninsula Preschool, an organization I feel very passionate about. I'm a former preschool mom and past board chair. The preschool was founded in 1985 by a group of community-minded ladies such as yourselves. In fact, there might be some founding mothers or former parents here this evening. So I have a favor to ask. If you are a former student, parent, grandparent of a former or current student, would you please raise your hand? I see some. Wonderful. Thank you. You all know what a magical place it is. So now I'd like to share that joy with the rest of the room. Peninsula Preschool is located in Ephraim in the lower level of the town hall. We provide early childhood education for children 3 to 5 years old. We serve families from Sturgeon Bay to Gills Rock. We're the only traditional preschool in Door County, meaning our students attend school 2.5 hours per day during the school year, 2 or 3 days per week depending on their age and if they're potty trained. We're committed to a quality developmental program for all the children of Northern Door County, regardless of income, ethnicity, or faith. Research has shown that early childhood education is an essential building block which makes a significant contribution to a child's future success. We are a play-based school. This means our program is centered on the individual child and their interests. We know that through the play-based model, children develop key language and communication skills and develop healthy social and emotional habits. In addition to our Ephraim location, we have an ongoing collaboration with the Ridges Sanctuary in Bailey's Harbor, where we meet each week, as well as the Peninsula School of Art in Fish Creek, where we meet once a month. We believe these opportunities further enrich the children's appreciation and involvement in the arts and the amazing natural area in which we live. The preschool has graduated over 350 children since its inception 36 years ago. In the last 9 years, the preschool has granted just over $30,000 in scholarships. Peninsula Preschool is a parent-run school. In order to keep our tuition affordable, this means that our parents volunteer their time to help fundraise a significant portion of our operating expenses. Our annual operating budget is $65,000, half of which is covered by tuition and half by fundraising at festivals and events. Since the onset of COVID, our typical fundraising opportunities have been limited due to the canceled events, and also much of our volunteer base is unable to participate due to COVID concerns. Without these opportunities, our tuition would go up over 50%, and there would be no wiggle room for necessary scholarships. Since April of 2019, we've applied for a number of grants with limited success. As for our unmet needs, your donation tonight will go toward helping us make up the financial ground we've lost and ensure the continuation of our policy to have scholarships available to any family who would love to enroll their children in Peninsula Preschool, regardless of their financial status. Our school is so much more than 2.5 hours of a child's day. We're supporting young families as they navigate making Door County a viable place to live. We're creating a sense of community through a completely parent-run school and through field trips and time at the Ridges and Peninsula School of Art. The friendships and sense of community forged between the children and parents of Peninsula Preschool, create a connection that lasts beyond the school years, and help support young working families here in Door County. None of this would be possible, however, without our gifted teachers. Our assistant teacher, Mrs. Abby Dubler, is a former board member and current preschool parent. And our lead teacher and executive director and preschool grandparent, I'd like to add, is Mrs. Jill Harkaway, and she's here with me this evening to help answer some questions. Tonight, I respectfully request that you vote for Peninsula Preschool to receive these much-needed funds. And thank you, my fellow women who care, for your time and consideration.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Just a reminder that if you have questions, Gretchen's going to be going up and down the aisle to get those with the mic. And then don't forget, if you are online, we'd love to take your questions as well. And Natalie is manning the question line. So with that, I'm delighted to introduce Jill Harkaway, who is a teacher and the director of the Peninsula Preschool. Welcome, Jill.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here tonight. I've thought about joining this group, and this will give me a great opportunity to see what you all do. Thanks for letting me be here.
Can you share a little bit about the demographics of students, and particularly the families? Where are they? Communities, makeup of the family, traditional families?
Definitely. We have families from Sturgeon Bay up to Gills Rock, which is, quite a large portion of the peninsula. A number of our families are entrepreneurs. Many are involved with tourism and seasonal work. We have many of our parents work 2 and 3 jobs at all times just to make things meet. These are young families. They're working on establishing, their careers and their livelihoods, and childcare is very difficult to find in Door County, so we are an important piece of their puzzle as they try and get through their days and how to get childcare so they can do their work. We have some families who are very successful. We have many families who work tirelessly to make ends meet, and they are in need of scholarships in order to come. And we have tried to make it part of our mission that no child will ever be turned away because of financial need. But that, of course, requires us to be fundraising in order to meet that need that they bring to us.
Natalie.
All right, online question. What is the current enrollment number?
What is the current enrollment number of your school?
We have a bumper crop of 3-year-olds. I didn't know there were that many 3-year-olds in the peninsula. We are full at 14 students, and we have a waiting list of 4 more to come in. And I get begged by people all the time, do you have space for my grandchild? So our 3-year-old class is very full. Our 4K class is not full at this time. We can have up to 16 in that class. This year we have 9 at the moment, and a 10th will join us after the family moves to Door County in January. And I'm thrilled we have those children, because I thought with COVID, I had no idea what was going to happen.
What percentage of your families need help with?
I think it's usually about 25%.
Yeah.
I'm not positive this year exact numbers, but it's about a quarter of the families.
Do you guys provide transportation, or do parents have to drop off?
Parents do all the transportation, drop off and pick up. Because of the family dynamics and work, we meet grandparents, aunts, uncles. We get to meet a whole family a lot of the time as they work on how to piece it all together to get everybody's needs met.
What is the current registration fee for children?
Registration fee is $35.
Do you mean the tuition?
What I mean is
Yeah.
registration
tuition.
fee plus the cost.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the registration is $35, and then the tuition for the 3-year-old children in the 2-day class, I believe, is $1,145 for the school year, and it's a little bit more, about $1,200,
Yeah.
maybe
1250,
yeah, for the 3-day class.
Which is the 4-year-olds.
4-year-olds, and this includes the 4-year-olds go to the Ridges once a week for time in the forest, and both groups go to the Peninsula School of Art once a month for incredible art instruction.
Thank you very much. So if I understand you correctly, you have students there during certain time periods and certain days. They don't each come every day?
No, the 3-year-old children come twice a week from 9 o'clock to 11:30. The 4-year-old children come 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, again from 9 p.m. a.m. to 11:30.
Thank you so much.
Natalie, what metrics do you look at to evaluate the impact of your program?
I'm always thrilled to hear back from the kindergarten teachers how well prepared the children are. So that's, our word of mouth kind of car-side conference type of thing. We work on preparing children to go forward. We want them to be curious. We want them to love learning. It's not up to me how much they learn, but that they just love and are curious and can't wait to learn more. And it's not a scientific metric, but that's largely what I can see, because I don't have a way to quantify when they leave us what's going on.
Are your 4-year-olds in an independent program, or are they part of a school district 4K program?
They represent a number of different school districts, Sturgeon Bay, Sevastopol, and Gibraltar. Gibraltar is talking about offering tuition-free public education for 4K, which is a big unknown for us going forward. I had heard recently they've backed away from that because they thought it would be too impactful on hurting preschools and daycares. And in Sturgeon Bay, when they went with public 4K, the Barker Center closed because they could not support the daycare any longer. So that's something that's very much on my mind at the moment. But we are, in school districts, we don't do Washington Island, but pretty much anywhere else in Northern Door from Sturgeon Bay up.
But we are private,
And
there
Yes.
is no 4K program, you're saying, at Gibraltar?
No.
Okay, with that, we've got our 5 minutes, so a big round of applause for being Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Fantastic questions. So next up, we've got Door County Habitat for Humanity, and presenting on their behalf is 100 Women Who Care member, Deanne Umland. Welcome, Deanne.
Thank you, Anne. Can you hear me okay? No. How about this? Okay. Okay. Hi, my name is Deanne Umland, and I'm the president of the board of Habitat for Humanity here in Door County. Habitat's an international organization, as you may or may not know, and our vision is to create a world where everyone has a decent place to live. Affordable home ownership that is safe is our #1 priority. The homes that we build are targeted to low-income, new homeowners, who also participate with sweat equity hours in the build of the home. And at the end of the build of the home, the benefit that they have is a 0% mortgage that totals the actual cost to build the home. Most of the labor is donated. The Door County affiliate, just to give you a little history here, we started in 1993. And in 28 years, we've built 43 homes. We've completed 75 home repair projects in Door County, from Sturgeon Bay all the way up to Washington Island. And overall, this has impacted over 268 people, including 114 children. In fact, children of homeowners are 116% more likely to graduate from college compared to children from non-homeowners. And in 2020 alone, home repairs positively impacted 15 seniors and 4 veterans. This year, we're building 2 homes in Sturgeon Bay, and we have 17 home repair projects currently underway. Our home repair projects focus on everything from fixing leaky roofs, putting up safety rails, repairing stairs, and even to painting. We also construct and install wheelchair ramps, and this is what I want to talk to you about today. Door County has a population of 26,000 full-time residents, and as you may or may not know, our county has the oldest average age of any Wisconsin county. We all feel it. The ability to keep older people safely in their homes for as long as possible is very important. It's not only important for your own mental health to be in your own home and also to have physical rehabilitation, but it's also good for the overall community. Every year we get multiple requests to build wheelchair ramps, which does not include what we believe to be the overall greater community need. In fact, through July, we received 4 requests. The cost of a wooden ramp, which is not reusable and is more permanently affixed to your house, is $4,000. The cost of an aluminum ramp, which is easily reused, is $6,500. So our proposal to you today is to purchase 2 aluminum ramps for a total purchase of $13,000, which can be part of a new program that we want to start called Rent a Ramp. This program would be available to community members without financial resources, typically living on social programs, and based upon what that person could afford, a small monthly lease charge would apply until such time that person would no longer need the ramp. With 2 ramps, we think we can easily rotate these through the community and serve a greater need that we are just not able to serve today due to all the other needs that we are currently serving in the community. A typical example is we received a call from an elderly lady last year. She had fallen, she had broken her ankle, she was in the hospital, she literally had to be discharged, but she had nowhere to go because her home didn't have a ramp. So we sort of scrambled at the last minute to get a wooden ramp together. If we had an aluminum ramp or a rent-a-ramp, this would be something we could meet the need. And this is just a typical story, by the way. Habitat has a number of different programs and services. Some of you are aware of them, some of you aren't. We, for instance, will go into a home if you're remodeling your home, and we'll do a deconstruct, and we'll take out counters, appliances. We will then take those back to the restore, and we will resell those. But those funds are predominantly used for our building programs, and you can imagine how much that has gone up. I don't know if anyone here has tried to build a house recently, but the costs have increased up to 30% just to build a house. Thank you, Anne. So we believe that our greater community need is in the area of home repairs, making homes safer for our residents. And the more that we can do this on an annual basis, the greater we can serve the community. This reusable ramp program is one that's not only sustainable, but it allows us to serve more people than we do today. So for that reason, we ask you to vote for Habitat. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Deanne, right on the dot. So just a reminder, get your questions and Gretchen will come answer, and great questions online. So Natalie's monitoring the chat. So with that, I'm delighted to welcome Lori Allen, who is the Executive Director of Habitat for Humanity in Door County. Welcome, Lori.
Good evening. Fire away.
Okay. I'm going to repeat that for the Zoom audience. You're an international organization. How much funding do you use for international programs? Is that what?
Yes. Unfortunately, we do not receive any funding from international. International is one of our greatest supports. They give us a lot of training tools. They give us they do keep us updated on different funding sources. They are a great support, but they do not support us financially.
Hi, thank you for coming here tonight.
Thank you.
For the Rent a Ramp, if you were to receive that money tonight to purchase the ramps, then for people who cannot afford to rent a ramp, how is that taken care of?
Well, that's a great question. We partner with Aging and Disability Resource Center of Door County, and also we would like to start working with the Aging Coalition Network on different funding sources that we can all share our talents, our pools of money to be able to help those in need, because they really can't. There are a lot of people that cannot afford, especially people with disabilities, and people that are seniors. And I love our new phrase that we're using from International. It's near and dear to my heart, and that's aging in place. And that means aging at home and not having to go into an assisted living or into a nursing home.
Natalie has a question. Is it possible neighbor to neighbor has ramps available to borrow?
I don't believe at this time they have these portable ramps. They do a lot of wonderful things, and we donate to them walkers and wheelchairs and shower chairs. But that has not been a resource that I'm aware of. And a lot of the ramp requests do come from other agencies in Door County, especially Door County Memorial, when someone, has a crisis and, they're discharged the next day and they can't get into their home.
Well, first to note that neighbor to neighbor does not have ramps.
I didn't think so.
I'm a physical
Thank you for
therapist, so I see this all the
clarifying
time. But of your kind of labor force or that typically does your builds and helps with ramps and stuff, what percentage of that labor force is volunteer or volunteer hours?
Absolutely 100%. We could not do what we do without our wonderful volunteers. If you have a chance, take a drive down to Sturgeon Bay, and on Tuesday and Thursday, you will see some amazing men and women. And that's how we can survive, is our wonderful volunteers.
Why is it that you do not get any funding from the international group?
That's a really, really good question. And I think that's the misperception. In today is like you feel like international is supporting us. They are not. They are really typically a support only. So they give us guidelines to follow. They, give us opportunities. They're in our corner. But I just attended a conference last week, and they are definitely trying to work closer with local affiliates and working on fundraising together. And that's a totally new concept that's come in the last 6 months.
Thank you. So just to clarify, when I get mailings in the mail from Habitat, that money is not going to Door County necessarily?
That's a great question.
Because I'd prefer it to go to Door County.
You asked the best question in the whole world. So what happens is there's restricted funds and unrestricted funds that come to us at Door County Habitat for Humanity. If you give us a donation, you can restrict that to Door County. If it's not restricted, we do have to tithe on that, which is 10% of our revenue. So we certainly cannot stand up here and say, when you donate to us, please say restricted. That's not, we're very transparent. But also there are a lot of people that ask that question, and it's a great question. So if 90% of our money stays in Door County, but we do have to tithe, and all you have to do is say it's restricted.
And when we tithe, that money does not come back here, so it's good to restrict it.
It was so cute. I had breakfast with my aunt. She's like, I want to give you money, but it needs to stay in Door County. And I said, okay, it has to be restricted. Yes, please give to Door County to keep it local. And there's so many seniors out there. Please vote for Door County Habitat and keep people in their home and age in place. It's critical in Door County.
Thank you very much, Habitat. We're having a little microphone height issue here. Last up, we've got the Washington Island Community Health Program. So they definitely get the award from coming the furthest. So, and as I was asking earlier, there is no ferry after the meeting. So with that, I'm pleased to welcome 100 Women Who Care member Liz Hecht to speak on behalf of the program. Welcome, Liz.
Hello, I'm Liz, and I have nominated a nonprofit of my choice. As a fifth-generation Islander, I chose a nonprofit that is near and dear to my heart and supports my hometown of Washington Island. My nonprofit nomination is Washington Island Community Health Program, also known as YCHIP. I can personally attest to the value of this nonprofit as it has helped two of my family members while they were battling cancer. Additionally, YCHIP has helped many other members of Washington Island family and friends. While my dad was battling colon cancer, I was limited in my ability to provide him direct assistance due to the limitations of the island itself. However, once he returned to the island from his treatments, YCHIP was able to provide in-home assistance, including meal delivery, access to specific medical equipment and devices. I will always be grateful for the care and support of YCHIP provided my dad in his time of need. YCHIP is a 501(c) organization that was founded nearly 15 years ago by island residents who identified the lack of support available to those that call the island home. While their primary focus is on those with community health and medical needs, they do offer assistance to island residents in other ways. YCHIP mission statement explains it as to empower and support Washington Island residents across generations to make informed choices for a successful, healthy, safe, and independent lifestyle. YCHIP establishes links between island residents and services providers not available on the island. While their mission statement does a very good job of describing what their goals, objectives, and principles are, it does very little to explain the deep ties that the organization has developed within the community and the level of support the organization provides to the island residents. Some of the other support services include taking the lead in providing clear, concise information to the island population and all things related to community health and medical related areas. Information is provided through box holders, mailers, social media, and committee meetings. They provided volunteers for food distribution and Meals on Wheels. They're also being a key player in vaccination efforts on the island for COVID-19. The big one, subsidizing transportation needs in partnership with the Washington Island Ferry Line, DoorTran, and Door Cancer through ferry, lodging, and food vouchers. YCHIP serves 35 square mile island community made up of over 800 permanent residents. According to the latest census, about 45.6% of the islanders are 65 years or older. This is significantly older average demographics when compared to the rest of Door County, with an average of 27.2% of the population over 65. I believe YCHIP is an irreplaceable asset at this high-risk community. YCHIP deserves our recognition and award for the work they do to help the residents of Door County's often forgotten island. They provide services in the area of our county where even the simplest task can be a challenge. For example, simply being able to get your mail can depend on the direction of the wind blowing. While the population of the island is generally older, YCHIP is not solely focused on the elderly, but on the community as a whole. While YCHIP works to build links and bridges between islanders working to help others help themselves. Over the past 15 years, the needs and the demands of the island residents have grown steadily. Currently, to meet these needs, YCHIP has 4 employees and 59 dedicated volunteers supporting the island itself and residents. The expectations are that the needs of the island community will continue to grow, placing additional financial and staffing constraints on YCHIP program. Currently, the YCHIP program receives no government funding and is only funded through grants, donation, and local fundraising efforts. The successful award of funds from the 100+ Women Who Care will provide a significant positive impact in the ability of YCHIP to meet the needs of the community. It has been an honor to speak for the YCHIP organization tonight, and on their behalf, I would like to thank you for your time and consideration. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Liz. And I'm going to use the acronym because it's way easier to say. So with that, get the questions rolling here, including online. And I'm pleased to introduce Christine Anderson, who is the Executive Director of YCHIP. Welcome, Christine.
Good evening. Wow, there are a lot of you out there. Fire away. Somebody has to have a question.
I'm wondering, what is your annual operating budget, and what percentage of that is made whole by grants?
Our annual operating budget for this year is a little over $100,000. It's $101,070 this year. Just to give you an idea, when I started back 10 years ago, my operating budget when I started was $20,000 some dollars. So we have grown significantly. I would say, correct me if I'm wrong, Connie, our grants make up about 60% of our budget, and the rest is fundraising efforts and donations. We have some very generous donors on the island and organizations, but you know, there's only so much money to go around on the island. So,
Can you share the demographic of people you've touched in the last year? Or?
Sure, we've touched a lot of people. We do primarily, as Liz said, we service the entire island. A lot of our focus, though, of course, is on the older population because, of course, their needs are going to be greater. We have touched on many lives. I have a 85-year-old gentleman that we've helped with. He's on Meals on Wheels. We work with the ADRC on to bring into his home. He has medical equipment. We work with the neighbor-to-neighbor equipment loan program. And I will say Washington Island actually has a portable wheelchair ramp that was generously donated to us by a resident and former board member when they moved off the island. He felt that it should stay there to help those residents. This gentleman also has a Life Assist, which is an in-home monitoring device. We work with the hospital on that program. I have provided visits. We've done advocacy services for him. So those are kind of ways that we touch people's lives. Our medical travel fund's probably been our biggest one this year, and we're subsidizing people who have to travel for physician-ordered therapies and or cancer treatment, as you cannot receive that on the island, and as you can guess, the ferry is quite expensive to do.
Christine,
did I answer your question? Yeah.
Christine, Liz may have told us this, and I just missed it, but if you were granted the award, what would you use the money for?
If we were granted the award, it would just allow us to be able to probably provide more service hours to our community members. I am a part-time employee. I am paid for 25 hours a week. As you know, in the nonprofit world, you work more usually than you're paid for. And all our employees that we have on staff are all part-time. So the money would go directly into probably programming and staffing so we could better serve our community and further our reach out into the community.
I have the microphone over here.
Now I see
so, I know that in general, basically home health, any kind of medical related services are either unavailable or very limited availability on the island. Can you give us some examples of kind of programs that you do that to some extent, even if you're not providing direct medical care, kind of help fill that need so it allows people to get home sooner than they might be able to otherwise?
Sure. We do not have home health per se on the island. That has definitely been an identified need, and I haven't been successful in trying to figure that one out. My guess is it has to do with money and staffing, because when I have talked to home health agencies, they're so strapped, especially Door County Medical. When I was on the nursing parish network, and I talked with those people, and they were just like so spread so thin. So I'm sure that has a big piece to do with it. We're limited in our scope. I am a registered nurse by background, but in the position that I'm in, I'm not there as a home health nurse. I can go in, I can do certain assessments, I can connect you to services. We help facilitate smooth transitions from rehab by putting things in place in the home to help the families, or addressing, I'll use myself. I was a daughter who lived in California, and I was 2,500 miles away from my aging parents. And if it hadn't been for the director before me and the services she provided, they would have never been able to stay in their home an additional 2 years. So that support provides a really key key piece, and our goal is to have people age in place safely in their homes, as long as it's safe to do so. Did that answer your question? Mm-hmm.
I don't really have a question, but as a daughter of a 92-year-old that's on Washington Island, I can only attest to the White Ship program because, yeah, she is adamant she's going to stay at home, and White Ship has been immeasurable for her.
Have we talked? Do we need to talk?
Laura Boniface. Marion Boniface is my mom. So.
She's one of my volunteers for the Neighbor to Neighbor Peer Companion program.
She's still volunteering at 92. So yeah.
The woman still volunteers for us.
Great. Thank you, Christine, and to all of the nonprofits for presenting. So now, ladies, it's time to vote. So we'll be collecting the votes in person here in the room, and of course, for those online, make sure that you get your votes in, and we'll get those tallied up as well. So we'll take just a minute for folks to vote, and then we'll welcome up our next speaker. All right, I know we've got a tight meeting here, so I'm going to keep things going. So next up, we are really excited to welcome back the founder of Adopt a Soldier, and she didn't have it. I was supposed to give her a title, so I'm going to give her president of Adopt a Soldier. And anyway, we're delighted to have her come back and explain how she used the prior award money, the 10 grand. And so welcome to Nancy Hutchison, who's got a bum foot there.
Hi, thank you, everybody. And I want to say Adopt a Soldier was very blessed with your donation. We can't thank you enough. It did help out several local veterans. We use, out of the $10,000, we kept $2,800 of it. $2,300 of it went to provide a furnace for a very young family, a veteran who had 2 young children. One was an infant. They had no heat in the home. So we provided them with a brand new furnace. We kept $500 of that $10,000, and it was right around December. So we used that $500 to purchase items for our care package for the next shipping. The rest of the money, the $7,200, went to Beth Wartala at the Veteran Service Office. With those funds, she was able to help we only help our local Door County veterans with the funds to the Veteran Service Office here. Those funds went to buying grocery cards, gas cards for veterans who need gas to go from here to the VA and back. So I said, the gas cards, the grocery cards, it went for rent, utility bills, just medical bills that they might need. But that $7,200 was very well spent by Beth Wartala. So thank you again so much. For those of you who don't know, Adopt a Soldier's been in existence for 15 years. I've run the program since its inception. It's all volunteer. I do not pay myself. I felt the need that money is better wisely spent on shipping the care packages and helping our local veterans. Adopt a Soldier is going to change in 2022 a little bit. We are going to focus more on our care packages going only to deployed Door and Kewaunee County troops, only deployed people. Prior to that, we are sending care packages to all of our local veterans and soldiers that are active. But because we haven't had a fundraiser in 2 years, we have decided to change things up a little bit and then focus more on our local veterans. So just to give you an example, I know you're short on time, but I wanted to give you an example just on things that we've done so far this year, and that is providing a main water line and sewer line to a local veteran in Sturgeon Bay, a new roof, an O2 concentrator, dentures, and I know we worked with Habitat, so there was one other thing there was some home remodeling that we've done, but Habitat has helped us out with that too. So all of the funds that we are going to be getting now will be used only for care packages being sent to deployed personnel and then just taking care of our local Door County veterans. We feel that we need to pay them back for all that they've done for our country. So thank you again for your wonderful $10,000 donation. It was very well spent. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nancy. We really appreciate it and appreciate you coming. So with that, turn it over to the other Anne.
That's how we address our emails when we sign off, the other Anne. So, okay, so we're going to do a business update. If you have any changes to your contact information, please let us know so that we can keep our records up to date. And then we have, we're going to talk about the numbers, and we're going to get some updates from membership and social and nonprofits, and Paul's going to talk about a member directory, so that'll be new. So, I'm trying to look at the slides in the back window. So, okay. So anyway, if you're right now, if you're interested in getting involved and joining our team, we wanted to reach out to you. We have a lot of new members, and just wanted to reach out to all of our members. So right now we have a nominated member, nominated person for the board of directors, and we're looking to bring on another person. So we're bringing on 2 in January. So if that's of interest to you, please let us know. And there's other ways to get involved. So you can decide what level you want to be involved. But we have the Giving Circle. We are so thankful for all the people that help make this happen each quarter, and the Nonprofit Vetting Committee. Very thankful. They review all of the nonprofit applications. And then the marketing team, Paula and gang back there. And then the social and service aspect of the organization. So please let us know if you would like to get involved. Sorry, I had to look. So after tonight's meeting, we will have awarded over $240,000 to 32 Door County nonprofits. Well done. And our quarterly donation is $22,000, a little bit over $22,500, I believe. We've had some recent additions, so thank you all for joining. And we wanted to let you know that there are some ways that you could increase our impact. And if you work at a company that does a company match, please remember us. And also, this is something new. We've had some people that are on teams that have reached out to us and would like to contribute more, but they love their team and they'd like to stay on their team. And we love that. Isn't that awesome? So if that's something that you want to do, just reach out to us. We can increase your commitment. So like a 2-member team, if you wanted to do 100, we could make that be 150 with we can be flexible, right? Core values, we can work with this. So, and it would be great for the community. So, wanted to let you know that. And then my famous slide. So, join, nominate, donate buttons. Never forget the button slide. This is on our home page. And if you want to direct somebody here to join us, there's a button that'll take them right where they need to go. You can nominate a nonprofit. Ann Glesner will talk more about that. And then the link to donate online is here. So that'll get you right to our page on the Door County Community Foundation. With that, I will turn it over to Gloria. Oh, wait. Oh, there. Oh, yeah. Gloria will be joining us shortly. She's busy counting. Oh, well, wait a second. Just 1 second. Let her come out because she needs to. Just 1 second, please. She always wraps up the tally, so we need to have her go now so she's available at the end. So here she comes. Here you go, Gloria. Thank you.
Uh-oh. That was a weird one. Hi, everybody. How are you? Good, good. Well, I'm going to talk about membership tonight, and I apologize for being there a little late. Get to my. I was going to say, is there a slide there? I don't see it. All right, that's all right. So we talked a little bit about this in our July meeting about membership and equivalence, but I just wanted to show you since the inception of the organization in the first quarter 2018 to year-to-date today, we have 331 members. Now this says 330 because I had a member join 5 minutes before I left the house and I couldn't update the slides. So, I mean, if you look at that, that's really amazing that everyone in this room has either, asked one of their friends to come along, asked one of their family members, and it's just a wonderful thing. And I think you can all give yourself a hand of applause, so thank you. And then we have 226 equivalents. And on the next slide, I'll try to articulate a little bit about, somehow there's a line going through there. But so again, the members we said were at 331, and you can see this is really from the beginning of the year to current today of where we're at and the growth we've made. So from the beginning of the year to today, we're actually up 29 members because again, we just added one today. Now, if you remember in the last meeting, if you were here, we talked about equivalence. How many of you know what an equivalent is? Okay, for those new members, they may not, because almost every member that is here tonight joined as an individual member. So an equivalent is a team. So you can see here that we have 2-member teams, 3-member and 4-member teams. And you can see the number of individuals that make that up. So if you look at the bottom line, we have a plus 31 from the equivalent. So again, an equivalent, it's 1 vote. So if there's 2-member on a team, 1 person votes, 4 1-person votes. Or again, as an individual, you get your own vote. So even though we talk a lot about having 331 members, there are only 226 votes that can be given at any particular meeting. Did that make sense? Yeah. Good. So if you go to the next slide, these are since July 1st. And we're going to start to do this in every meeting because we want to recognize our new members. This is actually 36. Even though I said we had 30-something, I actually started counting in July because some of them came on and I wanted to make sure they were recognized. So in our future meetings, we're going to always have a list of brand new members that have joined. And another way that you can recognize them, which we're starting tonight, is you will, on your badge, have a little circle. And the reason we put that on there for new members is so that you can greet, those of you that have been around for a long time can greet the new members, introduce yourself, and those things. So this is amazing to me, the number of members we have. So, and I'd like, so if you wouldn't mind, if your name is on this list, would you stand up? Because I'd just like to recognize all the new members. Thank you very, very much. All right, there was one last thing I was supposed to be mentioning about business cards. We have a bunch of business cards that are on the back table where the social group was at, and also on the table downstairs. And it just has good information about the organization, the website, those things that you can then pass those out to your friends and family, and maybe even get another 30 some odd members joining for the next meeting. So thank you very much for your time. I'd like to thank all the volunteers who are in the back room or in this room who helped with registration. And anyone who ever wants to volunteer, please reach out to me, Gloria Heck, and I'd be glad to have you help me out. As we go forth, when we can have social, we'll be looking for a lot of members. Joan Cram is in the room, and Joan helps a lot with helping set up with the food and volunteers. So if you're thinking about volunteering, let me know. I'd greatly appreciate it. So thank you very much for your time, and I'd like to bring up Paula next.
So I'm part of a small but high-quality marketing team, and our job is to, one, help recruit new members to increase our impact, and to keep current members happy and members. And so we listen well. And at the last meeting, we heard, gee, I'm trying to get more connected to members. During COVID, it's especially difficult. So we heard you, and we have devised a new member directory. And given that, we all want to be respectful of data privacy and this crazy thing called the World Wide Web, this new directory is for us, by us, only for us. And you'll only be included in the directory. You can see our purpose is now on the website of this directory, is to really help people get engaged and connected. So if you want to engage and get connected with other 100+ women, go to the About on the website and sign up, okay? It's very simple. We only have basic information, your name, your email, a phone number, minimal information so that you could connect with somebody else. We do have a what are your interests? So and we also have if you own a business, because I think 100+ women want to support 100+ women. And so you might have a dog that needs training, and we just have a new member who has a training dog business. Okay, so if you would go to the next slide, Ann, you can see just some basic rules. We want to respect privacy. Once you sign up, we'll share how to get access. It's a Google Drive that only people who sign up and agree to the privacy statement and the usage statement will have access to. You only have view access only. You agree not to solicit or use this data in any inappropriate way. So we've really tried to think through it and make it useful. And I would tell you, the marketing team would encourage you to refer your friends, because we want to increase our impact in Door County. And one person inviting another person is how you get here. And hopefully we'll have lots more meetings in person, inside, and be able to socialize and get to know each other better. And our small but high quality marketing team would love to have new ideas and new members. And we listen. So if you have something that you think we should do better or different, let us know. Thanks.
Okay, Susie and Faye are going to join us. All right, thank you.
I know,
We
right?
didn't even call each other.
After you.
My name is Faye Germain, proud to be a member.
And I'm Susie Cotter, very proud to be a member.
And the social committee was started right away when the club became a club, or this group became an organization, because we realized in addition to serving the missions that we've set forth, is that we like to be together in social settings and sometimes outside of this room. So we were doing some fun things until COVID came along, but some of the things that we've done have been bunco, golf, a fall pig roast. We've done pop-up movie options, and we hope to do that again when movies become where you feel comfortable going back to the theater. We have organized the 4th of July parade.
Mm-hmm.
We've marched in the parade very proudly. You may have seen us or joined us. I think a lot of you did both. And a handful of us went up to the Washington Island on a ferry, rode our bikes, and went to the lavender fields. So we've had some events that we've had a lot of attendees and some not so much. Oh, I do want to introduce our committee real quick before I turn it over to. So Jane Arduzer is on the social committee. Stand up, Jane. Gretchen, Courtney, Joan Cram in the back of the room, and then two other gals that aren't here tonight, Amy Jennings and Katie Harding. Great.
So we would like you, if you would like to, join us to be on our committee. Anyone who is excited about planning a gathering, who has great ideas, who are like-minded, and I think we all are, who are fun, who want to be more fun, come join us. So you can come and see Faye and I. We are at the back table. Tonight we just want to tell you about a holiday gathering that we're going to have on Wednesday, December 15th, and it will be a giving gathering as well. So it's for the ladies. It will be a holiday happy hour, so to speak. Everything will come out soon in an email blast and also on Facebook as we determine, it's nice if you would sign up, then we know who really would like to do this. It will be also a time that we will have you, if you would, donate hats and mittens, and then we will get them distributed to those in need throughout the county. So we're working on that as well. So that's our next big event. It's a great time to bring a friend, somebody that's been thinking about joining or that has heard about us. It's really fun to get together. And we were on the boat. We had almost 60 people on the boat in September, and we had a ball. We had a nice little rain shower. We had a double rainbow. We just had a great time. And we want to do more of these events, to be together, to bring people out of their homes in the winter. If we're going to go out and snowshoe and you want somebody to do that with, we're your girls. So, so thank you very much again. If you're interested in joining, come see us at the back table.
So, at the July meeting, I remember thinking, it's not fun to follow the fun girls. I have to give the business update. And I forgot about that when we were doing this agenda. So, the other Ann, we need to fix that. And have the fun girls go last. Okay, so I do have a little bit of a business update. The first thing is, and I'm going to check the slide, yes, it's the nonprofits in the hat. So, just wanted to report that we have 16 nonprofits in the hat this quarter, and you can see the progression, and you can see that is tapered off. So I have a quiz question. Who remembers how many equivalents we have? I forgot to. It's like 226, right? So guess what? That number, in theory, could be 226 because every single person and team equivalent is eligible to nominate one nonprofit. And I think there's over 300 nonprofits in Door County. So if you go to the next slide, find your voice. And I know that this is an extremely active group of women in the county. And so I really encourage everyone to nominate a nonprofit. It's a fantastic way to help raise awareness in addition to the monetary benefits of an award. And of course, as long as you get through the application process, it's the money is a given, right? You just need to be pulled from the hat. So it's a great opportunity. So this is the reminder that I'd love to see that number kick up. We may not get to 226, but I'd like to see the trend going the other way on the back slide. So it's an easy process. Basically, the nonprofit does all the hard work, and then you, of course, the members need to give the 5-minute speech. And don't forget, we also have the delegated speaker option. And so despite the friendly audience, if it's a little intimidating, you can always use the delegated speaker option. So don't forget about that. Alrighty, so next slide. Okay, so this is a big one. It's a process not really a process change. It goes to we're getting older as an organization, which is phenomenal. So as you remember, or I guess as a reminder, we've been going since the summer of 2018. And so as such, we're starting to have nonprofits who have been previously awarded and are sitting out in the hat. They're getting ready to be eligible to come back in the hat. And so this is a big milestone for the organization. And we need to think through it a little bit from a board perspective and a nonprofit perspective in terms of what's that process going to be. So the good news is we've worked that out. And as a reminder, the wait period is 13 meetings for the main award winner and 9 meetings to sit out for the runners-up. So what that means in January is that we've actually got 1 main award winner from July of 2018 and 2 runners-up from July of 19 who are now going to be eligible to come back into the hat. Now, there might be some really astute people out there that think, wait a minute, if it's another quarter, how come it's in July? Because I'm like, oh, did I make a math mistake? And I am an accountant by trade, so that was bothering me. So, in fact, we're off a quarter because, as you'll recall, we didn't have a meeting in April of 2020 because of COVID. So the quarters are off a little bit. I had to think about that. Okay, next slide. So I want to give everybody a heads up because if you previously nominated a nonprofit and they've been selected from the hat and they're sitting there waiting out, when it's your turn, you're going to be getting an email from me. And that's basically the process, at the start of the process, rather. And that the original nominating member will receive an email from me asking if they would like to renominate. And a reminder, it's 1 per individual or team, 1 active nomination at a time. So if yes, and the member would, yes, I'd like to still support that nonprofit, I will send a new application to the nonprofit, and then it will go through basically the same process that a brand new application would go to. And it would go through our vetting committee and also board approval. So basically same process as today. If the answer is no, or in some cases we've had members who have retired, the nonprofit will be moved to the list of the available nonprofits eligible for renomination. And that's a mouthful. But the key thing is, if you go to the awesome website that Ann maintains, there's a fantastic list in the nonprofit section, and it lists all the nonprofits who have been nominated, all the nonprofits who have been previously awarded, and all of that nonprofit history. That's your key. So when you're thinking about, oh man, what about my favorite organization? I should try to nominate them. Go check out the website, check the list, and if they're not on the list, they're eligible to be nominated. And of course, you can always send us questions, and an email, and we're happy to answer that. So that was a lot. Any questions about that? I'm happy to field something. Yep, Joan. Yep. 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 Then we need to then we'll have a conversation. So it's a fantastic question, so I'm glad you asked it. So I monitor that, and I have every nonprofit is attached to the member, and so I'm always making sure that each member has 1 active nonprofit at a time. So let's say Open Door comes back in and you have another active nonprofit, I will ask you what your preference is. So you could pause the other nonprofit, or you could get a friend to take that application or take that nomination, who's a member, or you could say, you know, I'm going to let it pass and someone else can sponsor the Open Door when they come back into the hat. So it'll just prompt the discussion, and we'll have, you know, lots of options and creative solutions for that. Sure. Anything else? Okay. So now the really, really fun part. Maybe I do get the fun section. I think someone has the drum roll. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay, so, ta-da, the main award goes to Habitat for Humanity. Congratulations. All right, next is up the other Ann.
We'll just quickly do the payment options. You can do a check, send it, you can give us a check tonight, or drop it off at the Door County Community Foundation, or you can pay online. And as a reminder, you can do a recurring payment subscription online, and you can also pay for a year in advance. A lot of people like to prepay for a year so they don't have to worry about it every quarter. I think that's all I need to say about that. So we can do the slide drawing now. Woo! Not the slide drawing, the hat drawing now.
Okay, so next slide lists all the eligible nonprofits, the 16 that I just mentioned. So I've got a little slip of paper for each one I'm going to put in the hat, and then we're going to ask someone maybe in the front row to... Oh. All right, we'll go to the next row. That we really can't do. But of course, we'd love you to join, Nancy. No pressure. Okay, first one. Do you want them folded? What did we do last? Okay, 115 Club, Limited. Birch Creek Music Performance Theater. They're kind of stuck together here. Door County Fire Chiefs Association. I'm going to have to use my fingers or my tongue, sorry.
Nominated nonprofits go into the hat and are randomly drawn. So if you nominated somebody, like...
Door County Partnership for Children and Families.
They go into the hat for a random selection.
Public Arts Initiative of Egg Harbor. Is it random, Paula?
It's random.
Neighbor to Neighbor.
And Ann and her team
Newport Wilderness Society.
have vetted all of the applications.
Midsummer's Music.
2 years ago.
Friends of Gibraltar.
Until they're randomly
Doris Shakespeare. Don't make me laugh.
from the hat.
Salvation Army DC Extension. Actually, so the reason Paula's saying that is a good one. Door County Land Trust. We had a question come up not all that long ago about, hey, somebody else, a nonprofit who'd been awarded the award, had just been given a large grant.
The Ridges Sanctuary.
The Ridges Sanctuary. Sue Baldwin Fund. Anyway, it's random, and so we don't know that. That's the point. Sue Baldwin Fund. We Are Hope. If I have 264 of these, it will be an issue, I have to say. And right on Door County. Okay, there's our 16. And the we do keep track of the order they're drawn, so that goes to who presents, the order they're presented. So the first one is the 115 Club. The second one is right on Door County. And the third one is the Sue Baldwin Fund, which has been waiting such a long time. Yay! Yay! I have to say, when a nonprofit's been in the hat a long time, I'm really excited when they get drawn. And the Sue Baldwin Fund has been waiting for forever. Yay!
Okay. Thank you, Anne, and thank you to all that Anne does. I told her she can never retire, so never. Okay, and thank you to all the volunteers that have helped us. And let's see, what do we have? Thank you for your referrals. Remember the cards and the sign up also back there. The social committee's waving to me. Check out the event in December. It's going to be a fun one. And so please go talk to Susie and Faye. And our next meeting is going to be it's wrong. It's January 24th. You can just ignore that, I guess. So anyway, at 5:30, hopefully we'll have a social hour. And that's what I just said. Hopefully we're going to have the social hour. So I said 5:30, you noticed. So anyway, we all want to get back to that. And then we want to leave you with a quote from Maya Angelou. I do not have this written down. I have found that amongst its other benefits, giving liberates the soul of the giver. So that's a nice quote. Thank you, Paula. That's it. Thank you. And remember, when you leave, please turn in your badges. Wait 1 second. Oh, yes. Liz received won the Volunteer of the Year award. Is that what we're hearing?
They won Volunteer of the Year award.
Oh, excellent. Congratulations. Congratulations. Okay, we went over. Thank you for your patience. See you next time.